Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about all the lessons I learned as a millennial entrepreneur, and I hope they help you too. So if you need any business tips or you like videos that have to do with social media marketing, be sure to subscribe to my channel and join the family. So the first thing I want you to think about, if you want to be, I have a phone because I need to make sure I go over all these points, because usually if I try to do everything like off the top of my head, I'm not gonna remember anything. So we're gonna go right into this. So if you want to be a successful online entrepreneur next year, 2021, the first thing is, this goes without saying too, is you want to make sure that you have a niche, because you need to be a go-to expert in whatever it is that you're very talented in, so people know what to go to you for. And so it's basically anything in your life that you can solve a problem for somebody else and you're really passionate about it. And so it's really important that you are concentrated in one area, because if you aren't, then it's going to be a lot of random things and people are not really going to pay attention. But if I'm trying to be successful like you are in a particular thing, I want to know and be confident in you that you can actually deliver on what it is that you're telling me how to do. And so if you pick one area, I can follow you and, basically consistently implement the steps, so that way I can be successful like you. So that's why it's good to niche down. Also, you need to promote yourself all the time. Like, I'm not even saying be like spammy or tell people on your social media, be like, check out my content, check out this, and it's like the same exact post. Like, people can like report you and like get rid of having you on their page. So you want to make sure that you're being strategic and like trying to think of different ways that you can actually present your products or your services, or anything that you offer. Also, I want to let you know too that we all know about the algorithm, and so that basically limits people from seeing your content. So even if you post something consistently, like, people may not see it. Everybody on your list may not see it, because Instagram, Facebook, all these social media platforms basically show people content that they think that they would actually like. So you have to like have like an email list, or you have to have something so that people can like fully see everything that it is that you create. Also, you should join networking events, because that's a great way to actually meet other people that may be in your industry, and like maybe you guys have a lot of things in common. And so like if you network and talk to each other, you can actually build and grow your businesses together. So it's going to be really important to link up with people like-minded like you, because your family and friends may not be interested in what it is that you're selling or talking about. So it's good to have somebody else that's going on the same path as you are, in order for you both to be successful, pretty much. And this is another thing too, like a lot of business owners, they like to sell things like for their business, but they don't really talk about themselves as a person. So they don't think that their story is interesting, or why they wanted to start a business is interesting. But that's interesting for a lot of people, because sharing your story actually connects. And also, I did an entire video on sharing your story, so make sure you check it up here to be sure and be clear on how you can actually use your story to grow your business. So that's really important. People do businesses with people. They don't do businesses with businesses. So like the more that you actually tell about yourself and about your business, the more that people will actually want to learn from you. Also, you want to stay humble and actually do the work until you actually level up. So you don't want to just be that type of person that just does anything, just does any old thing. You actually want to have a purpose behind everything you do. Like, a lot of people don't really talk about like all the hard work that you have to actually put in as an entrepreneur. It's really tough out here. It's not like some walk in the park. You're not going to make six figures, instantly because you decide to be an entrepreneur. You have to put the work in. You have to believe in it, because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the impact you can deliver to others, no one's going to believe in you and no one's going to buy from your business. So make sure that you do that. And step 4 is you want to make sure that you outsource when you can. Like, I'm not saying immediately go out and hire somebody like to be on your team and stuff like that, because you have to make sure that you're making enough income that you can actually support another team member while you're growing your business. But I'm saying, like, you know, if you have a friend that might be talented in a certain skill. For me, for example, my friend Elijah, he does graphics for me, and so I know that he can do graphics a lot better than I can. Like, I can do a little something, but I can't do what he does. Like, he just has that eye for like art and everything like that. And so like he actually up levels my brand by, you know, doing the graphics. So like if I outsource things to him, that not only am I allowing him to practice his gift, but it also allows me to have more time to work on the vision of my business. So really consider, like, who do you know or who can you connect with that is very talented in different skills, whether that be social media marketing, if that's Facebook ads, if it's graphic design. Make sure that you have somebody that you can rely on for different products and different services. Don't mind this, we're at the riverfront, so there is going to be a little bit of music, so yeah. Okay, also you want to be resourceful. You want to get rid of all excuses, because like I told you earlier, entrepreneurship is really hard. But if you know, basically practice certain skills to level yourself up, you won't be like blindsided when, you know, something happens, and you won't be completely derailed. Like, you'll be like, all right, like, you know, this is a shortcoming, or I failed at this, but I'm gonna keep going. So you really have to just, like, you know, look within yourself. Why did you start your business? Who are you serving? Who are you impacting? And just make sure that, you know, you're doing whatever it takes for you to level up, whether that's investing in courses, investing in programs, investing in a business coach, somebody that is further than you. You want to be able to follow the success of people that are in the same industry, but they're very successful, and you want to be like them one day. You can't do it all yourself. You're going to have to learn more. You're going to have to, you know, encounter certain things and encounter different situations. So just be resourceful, and until like you actually get the resources, you know, for other people to do it for you. So for example, like, some people had to close their shop because their expenses actually exceeded what they were having come into the business. And so some people, you know, they had to close like their brick and mortar, but they were able to make an online course and actually sell that and market that. Like, that's going to be a $325 billion industry by 2025. At least that's what the forecast is. So if you have a certain skill, consider actually like outlining the steps and packaging it into an online course that other people can learn from and basically get the success that you need. And also, it's a lot better than working with, you know, clients one-on-one, because working one-on-one with clients is actually time consuming. Of course, you would probably need that in the beginning for you to be able to understand how to share your process with others or how to help others. But if you want to help a lot of people like really quickly, it's best to like record the slides, record your voice like teaching the class, and then put it into an online course. So that way, like, because a lot of people, another thing I could tell you about this too, because I actually started this on my journey, but a lot of people couldn't make like the live showings and they wanted to watch it later, but I did it live, and so it was really hard trying to go back and like reteach everything. And so it's better if you just record videos of yourself like ahead of time, talking about it, walking people through the process so they can watch it on their own time. And then just keep in mind that you're going to have to update the course as well. But I'll also leave a link to the article below. Also, you want to make sure that your business is going to be able to adapt to life changes. So, you know, maybe you'll get married one day, maybe you'll have a child, and maybe you just need to take time away from your business. Like, a lot of entrepreneurs go through what we call burnout, where we're just doing too many things in our business and we're getting very overwhelmed, and we just really can't, you know, we really just don't have the creative energy to do something that day. So it's really important that you have a system in place, so that way you can make money, you can make passive income without you actually actively working in the business. Also, you know, schedule out breaks and slow down. Like, if you have to take a day off, like, don't feel bad, don't feel like a failure, because burnout is gonna inevitably happen. Like, all of us are really busy in things that we have to do, and so, you know, it can get really hard sometimes just to keep going. So you just have to make sure that you're adequately putting the time in for you to actually recuperate, do like self-care, you know, talk to friends, talk to family, just to like get more energy into yourself. Number 7, make templates. So like, say for example you're trying to pitch to different brands, or you're trying to pitch to different collaborators in the industry, you may not want to have to craft a letter from scratch all the time. Obviously everything you do should be personalized, because you don't want to just copy and paste like some letter that you did like 10 months ago and it's not even for the same type of person. Like, but it's really good to have like some sort of email saved, draft save or something like that, or even social media captions, and then like later on you can actually go in and like type the different things out without feeling like you're staring at a cursor, like a glaring cursor, or like a Google Doc or something like that. And so this actually goes with standard operation procedures. So let's say you're about to hire somebody and you don't want to have to like sit down with them and meet with them and talk about the same things. Like obviously you should meet with your like people that are working for you at some point in time, because I think that's a really good relationship that you should be building with your team members. Like you don't want to just be like, oh, I'm hiring this out, and you never meet the person. It's really good, especially if they're like going to be an employee or something of that nature. You want to make sure that you're talking to them, but you can actually like save a lot of time as well if you're talking about general things having to do with the business. You want to make sure that people actually know like what are the rules, what is the brand about, what is the mission statement, stuff like that, so people can like learn that. And then if they have any additional questions, then you guys can meet and talk and stuff like that. You also want to think about different avenues of passive income. So mutual funds is like one of the quickest, easiest ways to do that. You can set up an account and it will grow at 2 to 5%, which is a lot more than like what's put in a savings account. And so you could just like have it, take it out automatically, and then you'll forget about it, but at least you'll have a pile of money that's growing. Think about Airbnbs, like renting them out to people. Think about insurance, being an insurance agent. I have my insurance license, and so like if anybody needs any help with like life insurance and stuff like that, I can help them with that. That's a way to build up your passive income, and also like real estate. And the next step I want to say is practice being efficient as much as possible. If you notice that you're like slowing down in certain areas and it's actually hindering your business from growing, you want to make sure that like you're actually taking the steps to actually level up, to actually go further in your business. You don't want to be stuck in the same place year in and year out, because you're not going to grow. You're going to feel stagnant, and you're going to be sad, to be quite frankly, that other people are making a lot more money than you are, and like their income is scaling. So you really have to like look internally into your systems. Don't just like look at the cash flow that's coming in. Like, are you growing as a person? Is your team growing with you, or are you guys like always butting heads like all the time? So you just want to make sure that you're just doing everything possible for you to just keep growing. And number 10, I want to say repurpose your content. A lot of people don't really talk about this, but you should definitely be repurposing your content, because nobody has time to be like making separate content for Facebook, separate content for Instagram, separate content for like Twitter. Like, just repurpose whatever post that you have or quotes and just share it. Sometimes like depending upon what the rules of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the other platforms are, you may have to word things a little bit different, or maybe you have to have like a shorter caption. But ideally, like your graphics and your photos could be repurposed. Like, even if you shared a photo of yourself before in the same outfit, don't be afraid to share that again, like, several weeks later or months later, because nobody has time to keep going to buy clothes and just to have like new posts like all the time. No, like, you're gonna have to repurpose, especially when COVID-19 first happened. Like, a lot of us were stuck in the house, so we had to repurpose photos and stuff that we had used before, because nobody could really go outside. We had stay home quarantine and stuff like that. So you just really have to be resourceful, like one of my steps that I mentioned earlier, for you to get your business by. And while I'm on the subject, also don't be in a hurry to spend so much money on a photographer and a videographer and even graphic design. Like, stuff like that can be really pricey. Like, wait until you're actually able to, your process works, your business works, and then maybe you can consider it down the line. But definitely in environments like this, you want to make sure that you're actually saving up enough money for you to push your business, for you to keep going. And don't be afraid to have working on the side or working a 9 to 5. There's no shame in that, because you want to make sure that you have enough money to put into your business. Me, like, relying on one source of income was really bad, like I was really sad and stuff. And then like when I couldn't get paid, or there was like no money coming in, like with my boss, like, you know, I was stuck. So you have to really just like have multiple streams of income, so that way you're able to live basically. And like I said, a bonus tip, you want to grow an email list. I'm just going to tell you that right off the front, because say for example with Facebook and Instagram, like only 6% of your audience really sees your content. So yeah, you might have like 50,000 followers, but 50,000 followers don't see all of your content. Like, I don't know, maybe 200 people may see your content from day to day. And you don't want to just be speaking to those 200. You want to find a way to speak to all 50,000 if possible. Like, try to drive people to your email list, you know, create some free value, create a place off of social media that people can further connect with you. And don't just sell to people, like really share your story, share different stories or different things that may have happened throughout the week, or how you learned different things, just to like help other people like you get through their day, encourage them, so they could be like, wow, like she goes through that too, he goes through that too, and he's still putting in the work, he's still doing whatever it takes for him to be happy. Like, that's really encouraging. Like when you know, talk to your friends and stuff like that, you don't just be like, oh, like you don't really talk about like generic things. Like you really be like, if they're your friends, like you're really going to be sharing different stories or different things that happen to you throughout the day, because really we all know like it's the little things that people really appreciate. And that's really what helps people to connect. That's what helps you be visible online, is when you can relate to people. Yeah, so those are all of my tips. If you have any more questions about how you could be a millennial entrepreneur, don't be afraid to comment below your niche, and make sure that you like this video if you received any value, and I'll see you in the next video.